Hello everybody, this is Clive at 5 bringing you a straight up commentary. This is what I will be doing commentary wise when I'm not commentating embarrassing replays, is just doing straight up matches as I receive them. This particular matchup is ChaoxTech, the red Terran, versus RioT, the blue Protoss. The map is Metalopolis. ChaoxTech did send me this replay. Not sure if he won or lost this one. It came in a pack of replays. He sent me to try to sift out for embarrassing replays. Ends up that he being a master, very few of them were actually embarrassing. So I have a few embarrassing replays to commentate. ChaoxTech going for an internal supply depot, then saying, "Hi, have fun, please." Gil gil gl, says RioT, who is also putting down a pylon internally. So that is typically more common of higher level players. You'll see them go for that internal stance because they don't want to get their front door buildings picked off. Fairly easy to do against, well, both of these matchups really. Marauders have actually deceptively long range and can fire up those ramps. Also doesn't really do that much good to block off your main against Terran, I don't think, except for fear of hellion run-bys, for example, which we all know ChaoxTech loves to do, so maybe we will see that. Single gas going down and a barracks, of course. Now it looks like RioT's going to scout. They are cross-positioned, so they'll scout each other second, presumably. ChaoxTech not bothering to scout yet. Not sure if that's just an error on his part, or if he just prefers to scout a little bit later. I guess typically it doesn't really matter that much against Protoss because it does take a while for that first stalker to get out, and it's very easy for an SCV to run up into the base. Plus, there's not really a whole lot that an SCV can do, can scout early on, because a lot of early Terran builds are relatively similar. Really, the only difference is how fast the Protoss gets that second gas is what makes a difference in that build. Looks like that probe is going to get scared away by that Marine. Not sure if he got a scout. Gonna check that. Did barely just see that there was a barracks and a orbital there. Ooh, chrono boosting that first zealot. That's interesting. And just about getting surround. Oh, so frustrating from RioT. If you do pull those probes, you definitely want to get a kill. Oh, and then just brushing past him with that zealot. That is rough. Could have had the kill, but no. ChaoxTech's SCV is going to get away. Let's see if he comes for a pit stop at that Zelnaga watchtower. I know that's what I personally like to do. I like to run in here, check to see when they get that second gas, and then just pop over to the next Zelnaga watchtower. But no. Oh, another chance to barely... oh, so close. Okay, anyway, I should be taking a look at ChaoxTech's tech. Going for a factory. Gonna land the factory on that tech lab there. And now going to produce a hellion. So, this is not something unfamiliar to ChaoxTech. Going for hellions and that infernal pre-igniter. In the meantime, RioT has just a Stalker Zealot. Actually going to go for a Nexus instead, it looks like. Yes. Interesting that he chrono boosted that first Zealot so quickly, and then went for more of an economic build. Usually you don't chrono boost your infantry units unless you're going to go for a fast push. So I'm assuming that's what ChaoxTech was looking to see when he put down that bunker there, just to also shore up his front door a little bit better. Bunkers do a lot better on your front doors, by the way, than your vital tech buildings for you beginning players out there. 1-1-1 build, by the way, for ChaoxTech. When you put your barracks up here and block it off with a couple supply depots, put your Marines there, it makes it really hard to pick off the zealots and or stalkers that are picking away at your front door buildings. Very, very frustrating to try to take that down. Take down those harassing units at the front. Now an engineering base. So this is kind of a mixed build going for a reactor here. So it looks like maybe he was just going to use that tech lab to research the pre-igniter. Now he may switch the factory and the barracks is going to be my guess. Yes, it does look like that's going to be the case. Ooh, and a medevac, so maybe he will go for a medevac. Hellion dropped with that medevac. Riot does have a pylon in the back there, so he might be able to scout this. Let's see, does ChaoxTech? No, he does not know that that pylon is back there. He might be able to guess. In the meantime, now a robotics facility before those second and third gateways. So, going a little bit more tech heavy. He does have that immortal out. This is actually kind of a mildly scary Protoss army, especially now that Riot has a second up and running. This medevac full of Hellions could change the story, though. Dropping just in, barely in the dark, and gonna run in here. Ooh, nice positioning on those troops by Riot. I'm wondering if he actually saw that with his observer there. Gonna run to the natural, gonna get quite a few kills. Yes, wow, killing a lot of probes there. Now should actually be running, not putting up a fight against those sentries. Yes, he can take them down, but it's probably better just to run away those Hellions for another battle. Now a Raven out. That's interesting. Gonna start storing up that energy for a point defense drone, no doubt. Very, very strong against those stalkers, of course. You don't want to go up against a strong Protoss army without point defense drone. That's something that differentiates high-level Terran players from low-level Terran players. Definitely always go for that point defense drone. Now, actually canceling that orbital command to move out the command center, I like that move in this particular situation because he knows that he's not up against a huge army at this precise point in time. You saw that scan go off, saw that Riot's army only consisted of really a handful of units, and at this point in time he has enough to fend that off, so he's going to move that command center out, going to Maynard some SCVs, and then start the transformation of that orbital command, just so that he can get started on that harvesting from that natural. And he needs to. He is behind on income at this point in time. Wow, troops moving everywhere, really, on the minimap. Look at that, red specks coming from all directions. Gonna maybe move out and look to attack a little bit? Not quite sure. Would probably not be wise at this point in time. All he has is, well, he has a lot of Marines and a couple tanks. And does have probably enough energy for a point defense at this point in time, but still not sure how well those Marines are going to fare against a troop like this. Wow, now Colossus out too. Uh-oh, siege tanks sieging up, and that point defense drone is down, almost totally nullifying that Stalker force. Wow. Colossus goes down, and that is huge. I did not expect that many Marines to survive the Stalker force, or to survive the Colossus there. Needs to be careful about how far out of that siege tank range he gets. Really needs to straddle the edge of that triangle spec line, force the Stalkers into him, then slowly move in those siege tanks bit by bit as he can gain ground. Now's a good... Ooh, he also has to be careful for that Banshee. He doesn't have Cloak yet. Is he researching it? No. Almost a second with the Colossus out too. So, yeah, Terran players really need to be cautious of losing their siege tanks. Very powerful, but also very fragile. Ooh, nice scan to pick off the Observer, though. There is a second one, and it is going to live, it looks like. Oh, yeah, still blind there. Really nice job, just bobbing in a little bit, maybe getting a little bit too overconfident there. Really does need to be careful. Man, just being really annoying, and Riot fed up. He GG's. Good game, ChaoxTech. Thanks for watching, everybody.